Good morning, dear audience. I'm Dr. Farzana Shakib Ali, your host for this session. And today we will be discussing on child development in early childhood years, which is actually very important for all of us to understand how children grow and what all they learn from their immediate environment, which includes us as well. So today we have with us our international guest speaker from a beautiful neighboring country, Bhutan. So we have Mr. Jamtsho with us, who is founder and CEO of GCCC Private ECCD Kanzan. He is the country manager Bhutan for South Asia International Association for Early Childhood Care and Development. He is also the founder president of Bhutan Early Childhood Education and Development Association. So Digi Nurture warmly welcomes you, Mr. Jamsho, to our studio, and we would like to hear from you about early childhood development, how to take care of these little ones and ones in our country with the NCF in place, NCF for foundational stage in place. So I hope that if we understand the vision of NCF foundational stage better, I think that is going to help our children grow holistically and covering all the parameters of their development. But when NCF talks about child's development from 0 to 8 years, then the responsibility of parents is also now brought into account, making them the most important stakeholders of their own child's development. So, what is your opinion about the parents' role and how parents can give their children a better learning and a better caring environment or a nurturing environment in their very own homes, which is going to support the child develop holistically? Yes, over to you, Mr. Jamshu.
Thank you so much, Madam Farzana, for having me. Thank you so much. You have a very good school, Kartik Public School, when I visited your school, Lucknow. It's beautiful. You're doing a good job. And then your concern for early childhood care, your concern for the school, your concern for the parents, your concern for the school, children, and of course the world around. I think that shows your interest, your professionalism. I appreciate your concern. Thank you so much for having me. Well, just to talk about the early childhood care importance, I'm here to discuss about the importance of child care center, enrolling your child to the ECCD. In Bhutan we say ECCD. In India I think is ECEC or something. So early childhood,
ECC.
importance
Yeah.
of enrolling your child to the ECC. Yeah, it's very important for every parent to know about that. And it's just not enrolling your child to the school and then your parents just take off, just wash your hand, give your child to the school and just go walk away. It's not that. Parents have big role to play. Parents should go along with the school. Parents should collaborate with the school. Parents should work together as a team to give a good education to the children. It's not only schools responsible to nurture children, it's parents' roles and responsibility as well. So I'll be speaking a little bit about parents' roles and responsibility for healthy and smart children. Now, how to bring that children are very smart. It's totally dependent on parents as well as the teacher in the school, because child cannot be with the school or with the teacher whole day, 24 hours. It's just during the daytime teacher is there, and the rest of the day our parents should take care of the children. So if parents and teacher work together as a team, ultimately the child will benefit. So if you just see on the slide right now, so there is a it's a father plays a big role actually now. Parents doesn't mean it's just a mother. Those days only mother takes care of a child. It's mother's responsibilities. No, it's not like that now. Parents as a father, as a mother, should play important role, equal role. Father also has an equal role to play. Now if you just see me on the screen, I'm a father myself. I play a big role as a father. A lot of work to do for my son. I have just one son. So for my son, it's my roles and responsibility to make my son very smart, not in terms of physical look, but in terms of knowledge. And there are a lot of things to do. So if you just see on the say, it's just a story kind of. One night a father overheard his son's pray, "Dear God, make me kind of man my daddy is." So that is the son is praying, because son is father is never on time. Maybe father goes off all the time. Father is always away from home, maybe like that. So one night father son overheard what they're just praying to the god. So make me kind of man my daddy is. So that's what son was praying. Later that night the father also prayed, "Dear God, make me the kind of man my son wants me to be." So this is the story that both father and son wish each other for as a good father, as a good son. So every parent, every children has its wish. They have a role to play. They wish a lot of things from parents. My parents, if my parents do this for me, if my father or mother does that for me. So likewise parents should be the role model for children. And then in the school, teachers should be the role model for children. And at home parents should be the role model for children as well. So parents are the first model to the child. Setting good example for kids is one of the main manner that every parents should show. It's a simple thing, setting a good example. Now if you drink in front of your children, same thing they'll copy. If you fight, if you argue, if you have that kind of violence at home, the children will pick that immediately. Because more than the advice, children take, they observe, they watch, and they take action from there. Like we watch movies, so children gets influenced there. Likewise, when father and mother does something wrong at home, children immediately pick that. And then when they advise children not to do that, because they have already seen what mother and father is doing at home, so children will just pick that, and then they'll try to imitate, and they'll try to do that thing in when they grow up. Experts have proved that children are always watching every move of the parents. So we should be careful as a parent. We have to be careful in front of our children. These days the young generations of parents have come, very young. At the very young age they become parents, and they play games on in front of children, and later they advise children not to play games. They do something wrong at home, they drink, they do a lot of things, and then later you advise as a parent not to do. So this is not good. Actually the parents should set a good example. Experts have already proven that children are watching all the moves. So parents and family environments are the crucial element of children's development. So what you see, what is there around children, they try to imitate, they try to copy. Immediately they catch. No, they don't listen to the advice. They watch us, and then they copy us. So this is what the experts have proven. So parents should be careful. Now, on the screen, I think you'll see the parents are responsible for encouraging child's physical, intellectual, emotional, and social growth. This is the picture. I have given the courtesy there in the picture. It's My Majesty the King of Bhutan, and Her Majesty the Queen, and the Royal Prince. The king is the fifth king of Bhutan, the Queen Mother, and the prince is going to be our future. So he's the prince right now. So what parents now in Bhutan, especially me, I really look up to my king as a good parent. Of course, I look up to my parents as my mentor, as my idol. But apart from my parent, I look up to my Majesty the King. In the world, royal, if you just think about the royal family, if you just think about the BIP, if you just think about the celebrities, they never take care of the children. Doesn't mean they don't love, actually, but there is someone to take care of their child. But if you just see our king, there is a Facebook page also I have given on the screen. If you just visit that, you'll get to know what good parents, what parenting should be doing at home. So our Majesty the King takes our royal prince everywhere they go. Now, if you see in the screen, he's indirectly teaching the spiritual values to the child. So you don't have to teach child. You take them along with you when you go to the temple, when you go to, the rituals, wherever you go. This is the cultural values. These are the spiritual values. These are the things that we inculcate indirectly to the children. You don't have to be, you go around and show such a big thing to the children. You don't have to force them. You just take them along with you. They will try to imitate, as I mentioned in the beginning, they try to copy everything from us. They don't listen to our advice, they copy what we are doing. So if you see in the screen, our Majesty the King and the Queen takes the royal prince to the culture and spiritual values. So indirectly, he is instilling teaching the culture values to our royal prince. This is what parents should do. Yeah, same thing. I'm sure you have not seen in the world. You can see in the left or right from your screen, they're spending a quality time. They are the prince. They are a family, royal family. They have a family time. It's not always your work. Your work, your work is important, but you need to know personal life and professional life. Every time you should not mix this. I always tell my friends, I always tell whenever I give training, I always tell you should not mix personal life and professional life. What our Majesty the King is doing is a personal life. If you see, there he is spending a quality time with his family. Now, if you just see the next, that's his professional. He is attending. Our Majesty the King is attending some function. But if you see behind him, there is a bodyguard standing. But His Majesty the King is again holding baby in his hand in the crowd. So this is a wonder actually. This is what parents should do. Whatever the position you have, you see all around the world. Let's talk about the Bollywood celebrities. I'm not defaming them or I'm not saying something bad about them. I've never seen any celebrities in Bollywood carrying their child in a public. I've not seen any leaders carrying their child in a public. If they take their child in a public, somebody will be there to carry the baby, or somebody will be there to assist baby. But look at our royal king is carrying his royal prince in his hand and going to the function, carrying his own baby. So that's what parents should do. Like, that's your child. You should have a bonding, you should have a love and care. You should not feel shy to carry your baby in. Celebrities or the leaders doesn't mean you don't have a baby at home, doesn't mean you don't have a family life. Everybody has a family life, whether you are leader, whether you are a celebrity, or whether you are a billionaire, whoever it is, regardless of any professions, regardless of any positions you have. What is so important is you as a parent should take care of a child. So this is what our Majesty King is doing. In the public, he's taking care of baby. Now in this screen, you can see from the birth, children rely on parents to provide them with the care they need to be happy and healthy and grow and develop well. Now, in the both the pictures, you can see Her Majesty the Queen is holding our royal prince's hand. In the other side, His Majesty the King is holding his royal prince's hand, going in the public. So these are the cultural values. These are the things that we teach indirectly. You don't have to be, parents' roles and responsibility doesn't mean that you have a big role to play. You don't have to carry a stick and then teach child with lots of force. Everything comes with action. You just go, you just teach. When you go to a market, take your son or daughter, and teach them the values of uh, anything. You buy something, you teach them there about the calculations, about the money value, discipline there. Everything, everywhere you go to temple, you go to any monasteries. That's where the culture values can be instilled at once. You don't have to do so much. So this is what it's in the screen. Uh, in the next thing, this is I'm just talking about His Majesty the King. As I mentioned in the beginning of my presentation, I said, like, I'm just citing an example of our royal king of Bhutan, because they are showing the very good example to the public, not in Bhutan, but to the world, what parenting should be like, the parents' roles and responsibility. So this is, even as a king, they have a lot of people around to help them, but they don't give that baby or their children to their staff. They just they take their own responsibilities. This is what parents should do, using appropriate disciplines, without any harassment, without any punishment, but that your child should learn from you. In the picture, you can see our fourth king, fifth king in the front, and he's bowing down to the fourth king. This is the cultures that we have to, teach to our children. You don't have to teach so much, just directly or indirectly you can teach. So this is what parents should do: support and motivate of child, discipline gently, not forcefully. The moment you say discipline, people use the punishment. Actually, the corner time or a lot of things they use. Punishment should not be there in children's life. Punishment should not be there in education system. But how to discipline gently, discipline should be there, but punishment should not be there. But how do you discipline is totally dependent on individual. And then, if you discipline gently, the child will learn. More than anything, your action matters. Parents, as a parent, you have to show a good example to a child. You drink in front of your child, and then you say your child not to drink. You watch television and you tell child not to watch television. You play mobile phone, you play games online, and you tell your child not to play games. As a mother, you hang out in town, or as a father, you go around in the clubs and a lot of things you do, and you later come back at home and say, please do not do this, this is very bad. Now there, it's looking at you as an example. So as a father, as a mother, you have to set a very good example. So in the picture also, most children hear what you say, some even do what you say, but all children do what you do. That's what I'm telling you. This is what I'm stressing more on. Children are not listening to our advice. They respect our words, they respect what we say, but more than anything, they do what we do. So please, as a parent, I always tell to my parents in Bhutan, you have to show a very good example. You know, as a teacher, we are celebrities in front of our children. As a parent, you are celebrity in front of your children. So as a teacher, you are celebrity in front of your students, because as a teacher, every move is observed by the students. As a parent, you have to be a celebrity in front of your children or in front of your child, because they are copying every move. So in the culture, in the slide or in the picture, you can see our royal king has taught everything what our royal prince is supposed to do. You can see the pictures, indirectly, or taking that our royal prince to the attending the functionings, and now at last you can see him holding responsibility at the age of 6. He's just 6 years old. Imagine, like, at the age of 5 and 6 years old, going as a chief guest in the function all alone without parents. So that's what parents have taught. In the beginning, they have taken along with them. Indirectly, our royal king has shown our royal prince what he's supposed to do. And at last, if you see in the third picture, now he is a chief guest of another function where he went all alone without the support from father, without the support from mother. As a king and queen was not there with him, but he does his responsible. This is what parents should teach.
Very
This is what.
rightly said. Yes, Mr. Jamtsho very rightly said, and very beautiful example of royal family that you have presented here. I think that itself speaks volumes. And yes, the way we want to see our children, just role model that behavior. This is what I also strongly believe in. So, be it parents or the teachers, just role model everything that you want your children to learn, because very few
Correct.
children hear what you say, but yes, they emulate what you do. So this is
Definitely, ma'am.
something which is very important and all parents need to understand, because with 0 to 8 years of child development, which has been given a lot of importance with the new education policy, that is National Education Policy 2020, and then the NCF that has come up based on NEP 2020 for foundational stage that includes 3 to 8 years of schooling. It becomes very important for all of us to understand that every moment matters, and our
Correct.
curriculum need to address head, heart and hands, that is cognitive, affective and psychomotor domains of all our children. So if parents also understand this secret behind the child's development, I think the home
Hmm.
environment will certainly improve, giving a lot of opportunities to that small toddler or infant to learn from the immediate surrounding environment that includes their parents. So,
Correct, ma'am.
here,
Correct.
yes. Now, the new thing, though it has always been, but now we do not have this preschool word in place now. It has become a part of formal schooling with foundational stage, including these early 3 years plus the lower primary, early primary years or lower primary, class 1 and 2, standard 1 and 2. So, this 3 to 8, this 5 year zone of foundational stage has lot of relevance in how the child is going to develop as a person holistically, and these 5 years impact the next 70 to 75 years of any child that you can think of. So the parents, they have the mindset that no, children are be they are very small, they will learn when they grow up. But please do understand, parents, that the brain development is maximum right from birth till 8 years of age. So the maximum neural connects that you develop in this period helps the children become lifelong learners and find learning easy later in life. So with this, I would again come back to play based curriculum that has been emphasized upon for these early years, that is the initial 3 to 6 years of age group. So, what is your say? How relevant is play or play based curriculum for the age group of 3, 4, 5, and 6 years old?
Okay, ma'am. Play is very important for children. Play is very important. Now, in the school or in the childcare or in the pre-primary school, when you see a lot of play sets, outdoor play sets, indoor play sets, parents just think that, oh, at home also my children play, in the school also my children play. I mean, like, what, where is the time for my child to learn? The moment the in the South Asia, when I travel around, what I have seen parents is, the moment the child is enrolled in the preschool, they want the child to learn everything. They want their child to speak in English. You know, they want their child to know everything. But this is not the point here. What is so important is learn through play, and play to learn is also, we say, and learn through play. So it's, we should teach children, that learning is fun. Learning should not be a burden. At a very young age, children feel that learning is fun, then they enjoy learning. If children feel at the age, very young age, if they feel that learning is a burden, then when they grow up, they're not going to take interest in learning. So how do you make the children to take part or to take interest in learning? Is through play only. Now, I'm just citing an example to teach a 3 years old. Now, how do you teach that? You don't directly teach alphabet there. We're not teaching alphabets there. We're not teaching numbers there directly. So now, simple example to teach a number or an alphabet is bring some play sets there, play rhymes or some words from the background, let the child, sort something, and then on the plate you put some rice. That's a sensory thing we do. Then just keep a paper there, just write alphabet A, and then just below that one, give the child to give some play sets. Then after that, in just below that, when you give a sensor in the ball of, in the tray or anywhere, just put some rice, let the child draw that with their finger. So that's how we teach. But when parents observe that, they feel that's a play. They're always playing all the time. But if you just come to the school and know what exactly that is, that's how we teach children. Through play, we teach children how to learn alphabets. We directly don't teach alphabet those days in 80s and 90s. People directly, you go to school and then straight away you write A, B, C alphabets, number 1 to 100, and you have to memorize everything. But this time, the new pedagogy says it's not that way. The teachers are no more teachers now. Teachers are the facilitators. Teachers
Yes.
just facilitate child, and children know, actually let children learn themselves. But how to make children learn is the best way is to not to pressurize so much. Through play, let the children learn. Simple example is, you let the children play outside, they will know everything. They learn, they try to make friends, they learn from each other. Not, there is a saying, never rescue your child from obstacle. Let the child face that obstacle, let the child learn. Then as a teacher, you facilitate, you bring them on the right track. So play is very important, ma'am. In Bhutan also, in the early childhood care and development, mostly we teach our children through play. Play doesn't mean they just play. Play, everything is learning in the play. So when
It's
they learn,
playing
they try
also,
to make
it has a
friends.
purpose behind. That play also has a
Yeah,
purpose and aim behind it.
definitely. Teachers should set the play in a way that they, when they are planning a lesson plan only, they will make every lesson has a play involved there. They put the play through lessons they teach actually. But play is not just a play. Play is a learning actually. So
Yes.
together they learn, and we make children to learn through play, not forcing them to learn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Jamsho, here I would like to quote a poem by Laurie Monopoly on value
Okay.
of play. You
Mhm.
say that you love your children and are concerned that they learn today, as am I. That's why I'm providing a variety of kinds of play. It's an interaction
Very
between
good, ma'am.
teacher and the parent. You are asking what's the
Mhm.
value of having your children play. Your daughter's creating a tower, she may be a builder someday. You are asking me the value of blocks and sand and clay. Your children are solving problems, they will use that skill
Yes,
every day.
yes.
You are saying that you don't want your son to play in that sissy way. He is learning to cuddle a doll. He may be a father someday. You're questioning the learning centers. They just look like useless play. Your children are making choices. They will be on their own someday. So you are worried your children are not learning, and later they will have to pay. They are learning a pattern for learning, for they will be learner always. So it's such a beautiful poem that
Very nice.
shows the relevance of play, and the parents need to trust these early childhood, care centers, I will say, or the preschools, or the preschool years in any formal school. The parents need to trust, because as you said, pedagogy has changed now. It's not what teachers used to teach in 80s and 90s. Day one, the child used to get a homework to write capital letters or numbers. Now it's all about concept clarity.
Right.
So yes, the children learn
Correct, ma'am.
forever. We
Correct.
need to provide an environment through which the child should learn on his or her own. So, this is how the things have
Correct.
to work these days. And teachers and parents must understand and believe in each other, I'll say. Believe in each other.
Correct.
So, that trust in
Correct.
school is the most important thing that every school seeks from the parents. And together, if you form a team with the common vision of child development, I think then it's just a wonderful concept to take up.
Yes, ma'am.
Your opinion?
Just to Yes, ma'am. Just to supplement what you said, the play actually improves the cognitive and physical, social, and emotional well being of a children and a young people. That's everything. Everybody should know this. Through play, children learn about the world and themselves. They know their capabilities. If children are led to play, they know that. And at the same time, they also learn skills they need for study, work, and relations such as confidence. So from there the confidence comes. And if the child are equipped with the social, physical, emotional well-being, and at the same time confidence, learning is very simple actually. These days, these are the skills that children should know. And these days, parents and teachers should come together, as Madam Dr. mentioned. They have to come together as a team for children educations. Yes, ma'am.
Uh, so here we would now take up the main curricular goals that foundational stage curriculum talks about. That NCA for foundational stage talks about main curricular goals which are under the domains of physical development, socio-emotional and ethical development, cognitive development, language and literacy development, and aesthetic and cultural development. So these are the domains wherein both parents at home from 0 to 3 years, and then from 3 to 8 years and further the school has to contribute towards the development of children for these specific domains, because that makes the child whole, if we say. So if we look at physical
Yes.
development and its curricular goals, sir, uh, as you just said, it's about developing various skills right from early years. So when we say physical development, that is the motor skills, be it fine motor or gross motor. You can help children develop habits for life which are healthy and safe. We can help develop sharpness in their sensorial perceptions. As you just gave an example of sand tray or rice tray, in which with the fingers, first the child is made to make the shape or the formation of alphabet or number. Because fingertips have nerve endings and the message straight away goes to the brain.
Yes. Yes.
This is the reason why we
Directly
use those
connected. Correct.
paper alphabets or sand trays and rice trays and make children write with their fingers in it. And children develop a fit and flexible body through their gross motor play that their teachers incorporate in their curriculum. So, here, what you have to say about the physical development part or the motor skills part, as as incorporated in the curriculum for early years.
Yes, madam. Now, every country has a different lesson, or different syllabus. But overall, in the world, if we just think about, there are around 7 domains of learning. Very important. 7 domains of learning. As you have mentioned about the literacy, about the communication, about social economic developments, and these are the things that we have to focus. I'll just talk about Bhutan a bit. In Bhutan, we have around 6 domains, very important domains, where every early childhood care teacher should know about that. In Bhutan, we say ELDS, Early Learning Development Standards. So, in that standard, we have a domain mention. There are different types of domain mention, and then every domain should be followed by every preschool teachers, every preschool. So in that domain, what is so important about that domain is physical well-being, health, and motor development, as you have mentioned. And there's one very different, where I've not seen in Asia country where they follow so much. We call spiritual and cultural values. Spiritual
Okay, so
values
we
and cultural
have
values
spiritual domain. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So if you are following that, it's well and good. If not, I think we have to stress more on that also. We have to, because with the development, the spiritual and culture values are fading away. So
Yes.
when they are young, we have to teach the culture and social values, spiritual values to the children. So now when it comes to the physical and physical development also, we need to know the gross motor skills, fine motor skills, sensory motor skills, and then health and hygiene also comes there, you know and then daily living skills, nutrition also comes there. And then safety, very important is safety. So these are the things that you have to know about when we are talking about physical well-being, health and motor development. So these are the subdomains that we have, but most important things are the physical well-being. But that again, that will be categorized into different part. So when in the school, how do you make the children healthy and smart? There are certain ways to teach. I may not be able to explain all here, but parents should know that the physical development is also important, motor development is also important, well-being is also important, health is also important. So all together makes the child very smart. So teacher also should know how to handle the child, and teacher also should know how to bring the child smartly, how to make the child smart. So not only teacher, parents should know, not only parents in school, not only parents and teachers, as a policymakers also should know the importance of play, the importance of physical, the importance of health, the importance of motor development should be, their policy in place, so that the school is easy to do the things, and then ultimately the child will benefit. So these are the things the parents should know. And very important thing, as madam has mentioned, is about the physical well-being. No, madam, you said about
Yeah,
well-being.
and then next we can talk about socio-emotional well-being as well as ethical values which have to be inculcated and instilled right from early years in all our children.
Oh,
Again,
very
through our
important, madam.
classroom and in
Social.
collaboration with parents also.
Okay. Social and emotional development is very important. Social and the parents and families plays an enormous role in shaping child's social and emotional development. Early relationship with parents lay down foundations on which social competence and peer relations are built. So, as a parent, you should know that whatever it is, your child is connected with you, not with directly to the teacher. These days, what I have seen over the years, I have when I visited the places, I've seen that parents' job is just to drop the children at home in the school, and if children does something well, well and good, my child did it, and if child does something wrong, it's teacher's fault. This is not going to happen anymore. If the now what I have seen is admission, during the admission, parents request so much to the school administration. They request the child to be kept there in the school, saying that your school is good, your teachers are good, your teachers. Then they admit the child in the school. After that, they completely go off. They never come to for parents teachers meeting. They never attend the meeting. They never ask how's the child's performance, how's the child progress. And if child do something good, then as a parent you'll say, my child is, my child is top in the class, my child is good in sports, not giving credit to the school, not giving credit to the teachers. But if child does something wrong, then as a parent you directly go and charge teacher, you did something wrong. And where is the time where you have given appreciation to your teachers and school? If teachers and parents and school work together, that emotional development for child is more strong actually. If the
Very right.
parents and children, yes, and if parents are not given support for individual differences or individual, then the emotional development is not there for child. The development is very strong. We need to be very careful, because we need to identify and understand every child's feeling. We need to accurately read and comprehend emotional states in others. Very important thing. And manage strong emotion and their expectations in concerted manners. These are regulate one's own behavior, then develop empathy for others, establish and sustain relationship. These are the things that parents should teach, work together with the school, so
And
that
another
your child
thing, yeah,
is emotionally developed.
Yeah, another thing is right from that age, looking at all these things, if parents come together with school and with teachers, children also develop a positive attitude towards every task or the people
Yes,
around them. And then I think
correct.
I personally believe also that right from early years, we need to develop the habit of giving back to the society also. Then another thing, positive regard to their natural environment, their immediate natural environment. So respect for nature, respect for people around them, those small values which come under ethical value system has to be instilled right from early years. So again, that will come through either role plays or other cooperative plays that we can make a part of our curriculum and get it done maybe individually or through group activities. While doing this, one more important thing is to make parents a part of it. So school parent connect has to be very, very strong, not just for PTMs and annual concerts. Invite them and make them a part of school activities wherein they also come, play a role along with the teacher as facilitator, and involve themselves in the school activities maybe twice or thrice a year, apart from their main school events when we invite them as guests. So I think that is also going to help these young children, young learners to grow better. So now for
Correct,
cognitive
ma'am.
development, I
What?
think everybody is doing a lot, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Just before that, going to the next topic, madam, I just wanted to share an example like how we involve parents in Bhutan, especially in my school. I let parents to volunteer for reading classes, for dance, for any activities they wish for. Then in a week they come. It's open. We don't make a restriction for parents to enter our school. They don't have timing. They just need to inform our teacher on duty that today I'm going to come on this time. I'll just sing a song from the school. So there we let the parents to do and take their roles. And then letting parents in the school for reading, for art, for singing, or whatever, for music, whatever, that makes the bonding between school and parents. The most significant advantage of, we say, solid parents teacher communication, is to help students academic achievements. Since both parents and teachers are invested in learning journey, they tend to work harder and more invested in targeting academic goals. So if both parents and teacher work together, the academic part is also, the teacher students boost the academic part. So that's what I wanted to add there, ma'am.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
see,
You can
in
go for the
India,
next if
it
you
is
have
now
anything to
FLN
ask, ma'am.
as a mission. Yeah, FLN has been taken up by the government that all children till the age of class 3 or 8 years of age must be having reading, writing competencies for language as well as basic numeracy skills. So that has been taken on a mission mode by the government of India, and I think that is the need everywhere globally also. You have been visiting South Asian nations, and I think the scene is similar, that language and numeracy, language literacy, and basic mathematical skills or numeracy skills have to be taught to these children in the initial years, again, keeping the global research in mind that the brain development is maximum from 0 to 8 years. So, any new thing that you want to teach these children, maybe in terms of languages or mathematical skills or performing arts or visual arts, or in terms of values, be it socio emotional or ethical values or aesthetic values or spiritual values or cultural values or developing civic sense in whichever country you are based on that constitution. So I think this is the right period for the best learning to take place. So if we take up foundational literacy and numeracy, then how can we go about it in a better way in our schools? Over to you, Jamsho sir.
Okay. language, literacy, communication is very, very important for children to know about, and parents should also know. As I always stress more on parent support, because it's not alone teachers can do something for the children. Language and literacy and communication also starts from home, so that parents should know. A child's learning and competency in communicating, speaking and listening, being these are the simple things that every parent should know. They should help child to read at home, the beginning to read and write to be supported and extended, and they must be provided with opportunity and encouragement to use their skills in range of situations and the range of purpose. Every child should be supported in developing the confidence and deposition to communication in whatever manner they choose to do so. So all children develop at their own rates, but very important, but there are some generalizations that parents can look for to gauge their child's progress, while parents should not worry if their child's language development does not progress according to the norms. They should ensure that child continues to make progress. Delays in proper development of language and speech abilities can signal a need for professional interventions. So sometimes parents tend to compare their child along with other children also.
Yeah.
This is not the point. Every child is special. Every child can be good at language, they can be good at literacy, they can be good at communication, but all children are not same. All children cannot speak at once. There is a Now, because of the television, because of the mobile phones, now the problem is autism. One way communication. Because of one way communication, the
It's all
language
about
is being
passive because both the things are passive, be it mobile
correct.
or television. It's passive learning. The child is not
The
in action mode. He is the receiver.
correct.
He or
This
she is
is
the only
just one way
receiver without
communication we call.
interacting with the device. Yeah.
Correct. This is called one way communication, because parents should know that the children's are, if they keep the children at home, they think that my child is learning from television, my child is learning from mobile phones, but this is not the point. The problem is child is not able to speak, they are not able to communicate because it's one way communication. Everything is given from, input is from device, not from child. So if parents are thinking that their children are learning so much from the digital, it's all wrong. You have to take your child to the school so that their language, their literacy, their communications will develop, improve, because when they go along with other children, when they interact with other children, when they interact with teachers in the group, that's where the children learn. There is a research shown in our country, is our Ministry of Education has done a research. Those children who go to school, preschool, at early age, at 2 or 5 years, they learn 1,500 vocabularies before they go to formal school.
Yes.
And those
True.
children
True.
who are staying at home with the mobile phones and with the television, they are lacking behind that vocabulary. Now just compare, those children who are already enrolled in the school at early age, they're learning 1,000 vocabularies ahead of those who are not enrolled in the school. So preschool is very important. So every parents, if you want your child to learn language, literacy, good communication, it's parents responsibility to bring their child or enroll their child in the preschool at very early age. So this is what I can stress
Rightly
more.
said. Yes, very rightly said. As you said, the children who go to preschool have 1,000 or 1,500 vocabulary more than the children who stay at home in those age groups. So here again, I would like to repeat the brain development and the neural connections that are formed with every day's new learning in these little ones. So the children having more neural connect. See, every baby is born with same number of neurons. A newborn has same number of neurons in the brain, but how through the home environment or through the facilitators around, how well you develop the neural connects. Because how will neural connects develop? It comes with new learning, repetition. The more the child tries to speak, the more the child learns new concepts. So the more neural connections, if they are made in the age group of 0 to 8 years, such children prove to be good students and learners in later years of their schooling or education, as compared to the children having less neural connections in their brain made during these early years. So, here I would like again to tell the parents that kindly do not, since we have nuclear families these days, kindly do not remain involved in your gadgets and leave your children to helping staff at home, or just alone with some toys where the child is not communicating and interacting. Keep them near you, talk to them, give them new words, new thoughts, new ideas, and let the child create and innovate on his or her own, so that they grow beautifully. And as Sir has repeatedly said, children learn what they see more than what they hear. So, no need of advising, no need of correcting. It has to be very peaceful and happy discipline at home, but then they should see us as elders role modeling what we expect from them. Yes, Mr. Jamsho, hope you agree with me.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Definitely, definitely. As an educator, I think we everybody knows like we're on the same field. We're on the right track. We are on one destination is same actually. Our role is same. Our intention is same. But I think the people most important thing is like parents should know, and the policymakers should know that the teachers' roles are important. Teachers, the policy when they make policy, the policymakers should interact with the school leaders, school teachers, not that engineers coming from background engineer and decide everything about school education system is not going to work. Doctor is not going to make a doctor being a politicians and then make a policy of education is not going to work. So those who are working in the education field, wherever you are, whether you are in Bhutan, whether you are in Nepal or India, or Maldives, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, everywhere, our roles and responsibility is same. Our main intention is to develop the child holistically, like not just one approach, but to develop the child in a holistic development approach. So that's what our roles and responsibility is. And then working together as a team, then the policymakers should also understand that every child is important. Coming from a different, every child has a different abilities. You cannot put all donkeys, monkeys, and frogs and whatever wild and domestic elephants or whatever animals together in one room and then feel that this is going to work. It's not going to work. Elephant cannot swim. It may swim in a small pond, but it cannot swim like in the ocean. Monkey cannot just do anything. I'm not citing example of our children as wild animals, but I'm just citing an example that there must, like every children has a different abilities, but the policy should help the children to grow, and the policy should help the teachers and schools to take our children in the right direction. More than anything, parents should be supporting every school. If you know you are taking your child to the school, it's your responsibility to help that particular school and a teacher to help your child grow. Not only when you get a reward you are happy, excited, you give us celebrations and you don't give credit to the school. And when child does something wrong, it's not that you just go and then charge that school and do something wrong for the school and then you complain unnecessarily. This is not going to work anymore. If you know your child is studying in that school, if you know that teacher is doing something good for your child, it's your responsibility as a parent to help that school also. And it's your responsibility to ask about your child's progress also. It's your roles and responsibility to help and support that teacher also. It's your roles and responsibility to credit to the schools and teacher also, so that then only your child will feel that my parent is supporting my education. That time your child will only know that my parent is helping my school. So this is how it's working in Bhutan. This is how everywhere everybody should know, everybody should work as a team. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you so much for your wonderful insights, Mr. Jamsho. We are really blessed to have you. And the most important thing that I would like to appreciate is your national costume that you are wearing with your national flag as your backdrop. So, from India, we pay special regards to you as a neighboring country, you as my friend, and yes, we as fellow educators who are shouldering the responsibility of giving the best to these early childhood learners through our schools. And in whichever country we are, children are same, and they are actually amazing. We need to cherish them. They are divine. We need to respect them. They are energetic. Dear parents and teachers, nourish them. And yes, they are gifts from gods. Unwrap them. Every child is unique with
Okay.
their own learning style. They do not care how much we know. They care only if they know that we care for them. So this is how they connect with us, and the bonds have to grow
Yes, ma'am.
stronger with every passing day between all educators, parents, and these little ones. So we have to come on the same platform very
uh,
respectfully with the same vision to take these
Madam,
children.
yeah,
Yes.
before we wind up, I request, I don't know, there was a little bit of voice breakage in between. I didn't really
Okay.
get what you have said. I'm sure you must have, you closing. So if you can just go to the slide, that last one at that 11, I have slide number 11. Just a short message I want to give so that I can wind up. Yeah. So just last, whatever it's written on the top, it's in my language so that I want parents to know. But I think everybody can read English. What do parents expect their children to grow up? Very important. Every parents have wish their child to do something good for the society, good for family. So if you can support your child development, if you can, if every parent support the child for their education, it's good for the family. The child becomes a good for family. If the child is good for family, it's good for community also. The child becomes a good for community. If the child is good for community, it becomes a good for national and international citizenship. The child will not, the child is not going to stay in one community. He's going to go to the nation, then from the international it will go. So that child, if the values are given, if the parents have given support to every child, then the child becomes a good for family, good for community, good for the national and international citizenship. Then if that child is good, then good for workplace. Then later they're going to work in office, in the private sector, in the government. They're going to work. So that child becomes a good for workplace and in profession. So if that child becomes a good for work and profession, then automatically the child is good for oneself, you know. Then the child
Yeah.
is good for self. Then that's how we can make. So that's what every parent wants their child to grow. And that's only possible if we work together as a team. Now, I'm sure your viewers must have, you know, irritated with my words, stressing too much on parents' involvement in the education system. But that's what we have to. Without stressing that word too much, parents is not going to understand. These days, parents, what I have seen, I'm sorry to say this, these days, parents, very at the early age, they become parents, and that parents also become a child actually. You know, they play games.
So
Yeah,
true. So true.
then, and then parents do not know
And
anything
they
about
behave
the
very
parenting.
casually in front of their kids, fighting, playing, hitting. So what happens? The child takes everything very normally and also imbibes all those values because the child is seeing that environment in this in his or her home. So, but then
Yeah,
parents
yeah.
have to be very careful in the presence of these growing up little ones.
Correct, ma'am. Correct, correct. So, lastly, madam, I'm sure whether there's a time or not, but lastly, when we invest wisely in children and families, the next generation play that back through the life of productivity and responsible citizenship. You know, when we fail to provide children with what they need to build a strong foundation for healthy and productive lives, we put our future prosperity and security at risk. So, with this, I want to, close my presentation here, and I'd like to thank Madam Farzana for your, time, and then inviting me on. I'm sure I must have answered all your questions, but due to the network issues and some problems in the connectivity, I was not able to connect you properly. But whatever I'm supposed to, whatever I know, I've shared a bit. I look forward for another program, and hopefully I can visit your school once, and then we can have more interaction with your teachers and parents as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Jamtsho. And we are truly privileged today to listen to your insights on early childhood education and early childhood care and development. So, our message was for the parents and teachers through this session, through this virtual platform. Our main aim was to spread awareness towards this education, which is very, very important in early childhood years, which mostly in the outskirt areas or in rural areas of various countries, parents take it very lightly and do not give emphasis on or do not emphasize upon this early childhood education, and they keep thinking that children will learn when they grow up. And that is the biggest injustice that we are doing with their childhood, I must say. And we need to wake up now. It's a wake up call through this virtual platform. We want parents to come and do hand holding of the schools handhold you as parents, and we take this journey of your child for education forward together. So, with this, I once again thank you, sir. And we, as friends, again look forward to have you in our school. I and my team at KPS Kriti Public School will look forward to have you once more, along with, I think your wife is also too much involved in early childhood education. We invite both of you and come along with your team of teachers also for an exchange program, I think, and many more schools who have joined us today. Will look forward to a healthy interaction whenever you are in India next. So, with all these words, I seek God's blessing. May God bless us all in our journey for doing justice in the field of education of our children. And yes, early childhood years, once again, I'll say, are the most important years of anyone's life. So please take care, dear parents and teachers, and make every moment cherishable in terms of learning for the little ones who are reaching us on everyday basis. And be role models, as
Okay.
Sir said. So the last message to all is role model everything that you wish your children to do and or to be. So thank you everyone, and may God bless us all. Thank you, Mr. Jamsho from India, with all love.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.